Hello, I Anand Jain from Hanumangarh, Rajasthan welcomes you on your favorite Shridevi classes YouTube channel where we inculcate interest and confidence in science, engineering and architecture subjects. Today in our playlist of project management and entrepreneurship, we'll understand industrial policy of India. We'll narrate the objective of industrial policy and then we'll describe how Indian industrial policy shift itself from initial socialistic pattern to present privatization era, how industrial policy makes changes as per the change in Indian economy and the changes in national priorities. We'll also understand the new manufacturing policy of India. So let's understand industrial policy of India. Industrial policy of any nation or state is a measure of government to promote and regulate the growth, the performance and the development of manufacturing and industrial sector of national economy or the economy of state. In Indian constitution, industry is a concurrent subject matter and both central government or state government can make industrial policies for their respective areas. And industrial policy includes actions for trade, investment, taxation, infrastructure development, export and import of country, new innovations, research and development, skill training and technical education. So industrial policy include policies related to trade, investment, taxation, infrastructure development, export imports, innovation, R&D, skill training and technical education. It includes all procedures, various principles, policies, rules and regulation, incentives provided to a particular area and punishment for certain activities, the tariff policy of state or country, the labor policy and the government attitude towards capital and infrastructure development. One important question is, what are the objectives of industrial policy? So key objective of industrial policy is to create an environment that encourages and facilitate the growth of industries and through that industrial growth, the development in economy and the living standard of society and nation. Some of the key objective of industry policy includes the balanced regional development. Here in this map of India, area shown by pink color, coastal area of Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, NCR region around Indore, Bhopal, Ranchi or near Kolkata are affluent area where economy is in developed state and per capita income is higher than other part of India. Similarly, such white and light colored area got poor economic conditions and industrial policy try to reduce these regional differences in economic development and growth in any nation. Employment generation is another key objective of industrial policy, and industrial policy tries to develop industries that provide job to people, and with job and employment, the growth in economy and improvement in living standard will take place. Another and one most important objective of industrial policy is economic growth. The primary goal of industrial policy is to promote economic activities, economic development, jobs, creation of resources and better living condition for people. For those, the industrial policy is designed for. Another objective of industrial policy is resource utilization, and industrial policy try to achieve optimum utilization of both human resources and other physical resources, whether they are connected to energy, agriculture or mineral or other physical resources. And optimum utilization of all resources enable better economic growth and development of economy. For development of any nation, capital investment in economy is very important. Whether the capital is from internal sources or it is foreign investment, capital investment enhance economic activities and become a tool of development. And industrial policy aims to attract foreign investment, and with foreign investment, new technology and expertise will also come in the country, and that develop industrial growth and economic development in any nation. Another objective of industrial policy is technology development. Industrial policy should encourage the development of new technology and industry adopt new technologies and advancement that will improve the industrial efficiency, profit making of economy. This technology development in industry will improve the working efficiency and productivity of industries, and that will enhance their profitability and economic condition of the nation. Industrial policy of India got a great historical transformation and improvement. India has had several type of industrial policies, each with its different focus and objective, and Indian industrial policy started from 1948 after independence, become predominantly socialistic in practice in 1956, and ultimately with regular transformation in 1991 it became almost capitalistic in nature, and now India got a very liberalized industrial policy regime that focus on increased foreign investment, lesser regulation and ease in doing businesses. India got independence from British rule in 1947, and after independence the first industrial policy resolution was made in 1948, and the focus of this first industrial policy resolution is to build a solid industrial base for economic independence and self-reliance in our country. And in 1956, under the leadership of Jawaharlal Nehru, we framed industrial policy of 1956, and the objective of this policy was socialistic public ownership in several industrial sectors, and government built several industries and participated in major economic activities with its own ownership. And in 1977, first times we initiate private sector involvement in our industry by industrial policy of 1977, and this also gave a focus on development of small scale industries by private entrepreneurs. The new industrial policy of 1991 marked a shift from socialistic pattern to capitalistic era, and it initiated all around liberalization, privatization and globalization. And under the leadership of Narasimha Rao, first as finance minister and then as prime minister, and Manmohan Singh, who acted as an advisor to finance minister, then himself become a finance minister and finally become prime minister, and these two economists introduced liberalization, privatization and globalization in our industrial policy. And now in 47 high priority industries, we allow up to 51% of foreign direct investment, which means as major shareholder, a foreign company can manage industrial affair in India. For some export trading houses, the nation now allow foreign direct investment up to 74%, and today we have numerous economic sectors where government allow almost 100% foreign direct investment. So our nation become a completely liberalized economy and behave like a part of globalized world. The industrial policy of 1991 focus on reduction of government control or license Raj in several economic activities and industrial operations, and this has promoted foreign direct investment and technology transfer in Indian industries. And presently only two sectors, one is atomic energy and second is Indian railway operation, which are exclusively reserved for public sector, and in all other sectors we have allowed private participation. And in few selected strategic industries like electronic, aerospace, manufacturing of defense equipment, industry concerns with specified hazardous chemicals or industrial explosive, and industry in cigar or tobacco products require industrial license from government, and for all other industrial operations the license Raj is removed, and it is quite easy to start and operate industrial activity in our country. The industrial policy of 1991 was followed by specific efforts to increase exports, and concepts like export-oriented units, export processing zones, agri-export zones, specific economic zones are developed, and all those development results in continuous increment in Indian exports. And the policy also initiated national investment on export-oriented activities, and special manufacturing zones are emerged for export-oriented manufacturing and activities, and all these efforts have benefited the export sector of our country. If one study present Indian economy, then 54% of India's gross domestic product, 54% of GDP comes from different service activities that may be public administration services or services in finance or real estate sector, or services related to trade, hotel, transportation or communication sector. So major part of GDP comes from service sector, and manufacturing and agriculture both got a share of around 16% each in our gross domestic production. Manufacturing with mining and other industrial sector contribute 26%, and agriculture with forestry and fishery contribute 20%. So this is our economic conditions, and in that, if we give stress for the development of manufacturing in our country, that not only increase job and employment in our country, also become a wheel for economic development of nation. To strengthen the objective of industrial policy in manufacturing sector, National Manufacturing Policy is introduced in 2011, and the main focus of National Manufacturing Policy is on employment generation and to accelerate the economic growth of nation. And the objective of National Manufacturing Policy is to boost GDP by 25% in next 10 years, and this could be achieved by raising the growth of manufacturing sector per annum by 12 to 14%, and by creating 100 million new jobs by 2022, and this could be achieved by active support of both domestic and foreign investors. The recent new industrial policy of 2023 focus on new industries of electronics and IT sector. It gave importance to carbon neutrality to safeguard our country from global warming and pollution related concerns. The new industrial policy gave importance to environment, and it also tried to make India as a major manufacturing hub. The most important stress of new industrial policy is on ease of doing business, and for that, new industrial policy of 2023 has made reforms in infrastructure development, logistic activities, warehouse activities and power generation. And for that, government has introduced production linked incentives PLI scheme to promote manufacturing activities, particularly in electronics and semi-conductor industries, in IT sector, and in renewable energy components of solar power and wind power generation. We hope this small, beautiful, informative learning video has described industrial policy of India in a good manner, and now you can understand various objectives of industrial policy and how the industrial policy of India shifted from socialistic pattern to capitalistic domain as per the changes in economic condition and time frame. Our other learning video of the same playlist are equally useful, and you can also refer other playlist of this channel to enhance your subject learning. Happy learning. Have a nice time. Thank you very much.